I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review of the Barricade Tubular Fenders fitting all 2007 to 2016 JKs. These are the fronts, but there are also a matching set of rear flares available, and these will fit on both your 2-door and your 4-door JK. Depending on how much lift you have, how that lift is set up, and what size tires you're running, your tires may contact your fender flares when you're in an off-road situation with the sway bars disconnected and at full flex. And if your tire hits your fender flare hard enough, it'll pop it right off and you'll be picking it up off the side of the trail. A flat fender flare like this will help to increase clearance so you can have some more up travel without having any problem with the tire contacting the body. Now, there are two schools of thought when it comes to a metal fender flare like this. You can also get flat fender flares that are plastic, and some people like those because if you rub them on a tree or an off-road obstacle, the flare will bend or maybe break, but it won't transfer that impact into the body of the Jeep. A metal flare like this won't bend or break, which some people think is a good thing. However, it can transfer an impact into the body, causing a much more expensive repair. So it really comes down to what you want for your Jeep. If you like and need a flat fender flare and you're of the mentality that a metal one will hold up better on the trail, this is a nice option that's a little bit less expensive than some of the other ones on the market. These flares are built from 1.25" diameter, 0.12" inch wall thickness steel tubing, and 5/32 inch steel plate. The whole thing is covered in a 2-stage textured black powder coat that should resist rust and corrosion pretty well. These are designed to be completely bolt-on, which makes the installation a pretty easy process. So to get these installed on your Jeep, all you need to do is first remove the factory flares. In order to do that, there are a couple of bolts in the wheel well that you have to remove. You'll have to remove your factory light, and then you pretty much just give them a pull and they'll pop off. Chances are you're gonna break most of the factory plastic clips holding those fenders in place, but don't worry, you're not gonna use those with these. You'll then remove any remnants of those clips that are still in the holes in the body so that you can bolt these up in the same spot. Now, in the process of removing your factory fenders, you're also going to remove your factory inner fender liners. These do not come with instructions on how to trim and reuse your factory inners. However, it is possible. I personally like to run a set of factory inner fender liners because it keeps a lot of junk and mud out of the engine bay, and that's especially important on the passenger side because you have a wiring harness right there. So once you get those factory fenders removed and it's time to bolt these ones on, you'll use the included hardware in all of the factory bolt holes to get these attached. The process is really simple and the installation should take you about 2 hours per pair. So if you're just installing the front, expect 2 hours. If you're installing fronts and the matching rears, you're going to be at about a half of a day. And you won't need any specialty tools for this installation process, just a good set of sockets and a trim tool to remove those plastic clips. These are priced pretty fairly when you compare them to other metal flat fender flares on the market. Now, the welds might not be as pretty, but the finish is really nice. So it comes down to what you want for your Jeep. If you're somebody who goes off-road a lot and you expect to be rubbing these on trees and rocks and other obstacles, then maybe the welds and the finish aren't as important, and this is a good way to save a couple of dollars. If you're somebody who stays on the road a lot and you're looking for something that's more aesthetically appealing as far as the welds go, maybe you take a look at one of those more expensive options. So that's my review of the Barricade Tubular Fenders fitting all 2007 to 2016 JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.